Hey guys, what's going on? It's Josh here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming at you with a deck profile of Ancient Gears. So I recently, finally, I was able to pick up 3 of the Ancient Gear structure decks that came out. They're semi-new now, and I basically compiled all of the structure decks together, as well as I picked up a couple other cards outside of the structure deck, and I put this really fun and cheap deck together. So this is kind of a budget version that I thought I would share with you guys, and if you pick up 3 structure decks and a couple extra cards that aren't worth too much, you can actually have this really fun and a semi-competitive deck. It's not quite as strong as the dinosaur deck, but it can definitely go up against it, and yeah, it's still just really fun. So without any further ado, let's just jump into this. So we of course have our 2 Ancient Gear Reactor Dragons. I'm just gonna take this one to read its effect off to you guys. So if it was tribute summoned by using an Ancient Gear monster, and it attacks a defense position monster, you can inflict the difference as piercing damage. Now, if it was tribute summoned by using a gadget monster, you can make a second attack during each battle phase. That's huge. If this card attacks, your opponent's spell and trap cards and monster effects cannot be activated until the end of the damage step. On top of that, if this card attacked, you can destroy a spell or trap card. So he is huge. He's got a lot of different effects. They all come in handy, and Ancient Gears needed a huge boss monster like this guy in order to make them like competitive and viable now. Now I am playing the 1 Ancient Gear Golem just because nostalgia reasons. He's a great 3000 beat stick as well. And then I am playing the 3 Ancient Gear Wyvern. This card is just really great too because it is a level 4, so you can go into some overlay possibilities there. And if it's normal or special summoned, you can add an Ancient Gear card from your deck to your hand, except Wyvern. You can also not set cards, but you can just like set anything you really need beforehand before going into this guy. You can only use that effect once per turn, but if it attacks, your opponent's monsters cannot activate their effects until the damage step. So just really good. He lets you search out like 80% of your deck. It's crazy. Now I'm playing the 3 Hunting Hounds. This card, I believe, is in Raging Tempest. Let's take a look. Yeah, yep, it's in Rate. If this card is normal summoned, you can inflict 600 damage to your opponent. So just bam, 600 damage. Then if it attacks, your opponents can't activate their spell or trap cards until the end of the damage step. And then once per turn, you can fusion summon an Ancient Gear fusion monster from your deck, using monsters from your hand or field. So he is basically a polymerization with legs, and he inflicts damage just because why not? Now I am also playing the 1 Ancient Gear box, which leads into getting your Ancient Gear gadget. And now since we are playing 2 Ancient Gear gadgets, I'm also playing 2 of gold and silver gadgets. For the last card of the deck, or last monster card at least, we're playing the 1 Max C because Max C is just too good not to play. As for our spells, we do play the 3 Gear Town. This card's just really, really good. You can normal summon your Ancient Gear monsters with 1 less tribute. On top of that, when this card's destroyed, you can special summon an Ancient Gear monster from your deck, hand, or graveyard. It's just really, really, really good with one of the new cards, Ancient Gear Catapult. With Catapult, while you control no monsters, you can target a face-up card you control and destroy it. So you can use that right away on your Gear Town if you want to. If you do, you can special summon an Ancient Gear monster. So if you use that with Gear Town, you get 2 monsters out there. You can also ignore its summoning conditions, which is huge. You can banish Catapult, and if you do, you can target a face-up card you control, destroy it, and special summon an Ancient Gear token, which you can then use as fodder. And then you can only use the effect once per turn, which that's fine. And I'm playing 2 Ancient Gear Fortress. I did have it at 3. I just wanted some room for a couple other another card in here. But you could easily bump it up to 3 again if you really wanted. And then to get your Gear Town, because you want to see that as soon as possible, of course we got our triple terraforming. Other spells and cards here, we have Twin Twisters, and I'm also playing 1 Mystical Space Typhoon. I actually took out a fortress for a Space Typhoon just because I needed just a little extra back row hate. So you could even play 3 Twin Twisters if you really wanted to, but Mystical Space Typhoon isn't bad. We're playing 1 Power Bond, 1 Overload Fusion, just to bring out your extra deck monsters and beef them up a little bit. Power Bond obviously can hurt you, but I really only use Power Bond when I know I'm going to go for game. Otherwise, I'm going to take a crap ton of damage and lose. So you kind of have to be careful on when you're playing Power Bond. Got to clear all the back row and stuff like that. Make sure they're not going to solemn you or torrential or something like that crazy. But yeah, I'm also playing the limiter removal just to, again, beef up my monsters, go for that OTK, and yeah. Also playing 1 Soul Charge and 1 Dark Hole. You could easily play Raigeki over Dark Hole. My only copy of Raigeki's in another deck right now, and I just didn't want to switch it out, but I've been using Dark Hole, and it's not bad. For our traps, it's pretty short and sweet here. 1 Ancient Gear Reborn, and 1 Call of the Haunted, just to get your monsters back. And this is kind of an interesting choice, I think, but it's been working out. 2 Quaking Mirror Force. So you could play like Solemns and all of that fun stuff, but I tried to go the budget route, and the Quaking Mirror Forces are available in the Dino Structure deck, and they're not terribly expensive to pick up like individually. On top of that, they flip your opponent's monsters down, and they can't be flipped back up if they're affected by this card. And with your cards that are doing piercing damage and stuff like that, Quaking Mirror Force is actually really good. So this is great defense, and yeah. But like I said, you could include Solemns and some other expensive cards. That's also kind of the reason I didn't include Raigeki in this card, because you can easily get like a common Dark Hole. Raigekis are expensive, so I did my best to go budget. As for our extra deck though, that's where most of the like kind of more expensive cards are. But we have 2 Chaos Ancient Gear Giant. This card is just a beast. So it's 4,500 attack. It's made by using 4 Ancient Gear monsters, but with all the searching and just all the different summoning ways you have to bring out other cards with different names, it's really easy to get the 4 that you need. So he must be fusion summoned. Cannot be special summoned in other ways. It's unaffected by spells and trap effects. Also, your opponent's monsters cannot activate their effects during the battle phase, and on top of that, it can attack all monsters your opponent controls, and it does piercing. Because why not? We'll just throw like every kind of effect in one card, and it's insane. Such a good card. Also available in Raging Tempest. Now I am playing 3 Howlitzer. With Howlitzer, he's made with 2 Ancient Gear monsters. He's unaffected during by other cards' effects, and during your main phase, you can inflict 1,000 damage. With Hunting Hound, you can easily just inflict 1,600 to your opponent in 1 turn. When it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon an Ancient Gear monster from your deck and ignoring its summoning conditions. Just these fusions are just insane, and it's really what Ancient Gears needed along with Reactor Dragon, because it's just crazy the plays you can do and how much damage you can build up. Now this is a proxy, and also where you can feel free to not use this card, but this would be where I would put an Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem, just for nostalgia reasons and because it's an Ancient Gear card. The only thing is it's just an older card and it's super expensive. By far the most expensive card in this whole deck. And but yeah, you could put in like just some other kind of like seed monster, or maybe even another why can't I think of his name? This guy, the Chaos Ancient Gear Giant. You could maybe play 3, but yeah, this is where I would put an Ancient Gear Golem if I had one. As for our Exceeds though, we are playing 1 True King of all Calamities. You can make him using your 2 Reactor Dragons. So you only have 2, those are the only 2 cards you can use, but again, with all of the crazy summoning techniques, it's really easy to get 2 of them out there. For our machine support, we are playing Heavy Armored Train Iron Wolf and Gear Giant, or Gear Giant X. And one of the best extra deck cards, we are playing a number 59 Crooked Cook. And then Diamond Dyer, because it's Diamond Dyer, same as Castell, Abyss Dweller, Gaga Cowboy, and a Karen Gorgon, the Anti-Luminescent Knight. These are all just really generic and powerful rank 4s. Since you do play a lot of different rank 4s with the gadgets and all of that, these are all great options to go into, but nothing too, crazy there. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it for this deck video. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to leave a comment and subscribe for more. Let me know what you think about this deck. Feel free to pick up the 3 structure decks and come up with a version that works for you. It's just a really fun deck and quite powerful for how cheap it is. So again guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you stay tuned for my future videos. Until next time guys, peace out and have a good one.